Yandy Harris is done playing nice. The cameras are rolling. The lights are hot. And in the middle of what was supposed to be a quiet family sit-down in Atlanta, Mendeecees Harris looks his wife dead in the eyes and says the words nobody saw coming. Yandy, I think we should just be friends right now. Friends. After 15 years, 2 kids, a wedding on national television, prison visits, baby mama wars, and a whole empire they built together, this man wants to slide back into the friend zone like it's 2012. Yandy freezes for half a second. Then the storm hits. Her voice drops low, dangerous, the kind of calm that makes producers nervous. Friends, you want to be my friend Mendeecees? After I held this family together while you were locked up. After I built the businesses, raised our babies, and smiled through every lie you told on this damn show. Friends. She stands up so fast, the chair scrapes loud enough to echo. Mendeecees tries to reach for her hand. She yanks it away like his touch burns. You don't get to rewrite our whole life just because you're feeling confused. You don't get to friendzone me after everything I sacrificed. The room is dead silent. Their daughter Infinity's eyes are wide. Little Mendeecees looks between his parents like he's watching a horror movie. Even the usual loudmouth cast members are speechless for once. But Yandy isn't finished. She leans in, finger pointed straight at his chest, voice cracking with pure rage and hurt. You asked for friendship? Cool, but don't you dare act surprised when I treat you exactly like one. She grabs her purse, turns on her heel, and storms out, leaving Mendeecees sitting there looking like he just realized he lit the fuse on a bomb that's been ticking for years. And that's only the first 30 seconds of the episode. What Yandy does next? Nobody is ready. The door slams behind Yandy like a gunshot as she storms down the hallway of the Atlanta mansion, her heels clicking hard enough to crack the marble. Fans watching at home are already losing their minds because nobody expected Mendeecees to drop that friendship bomb on his own wife after everything they have built together. She is breathing fire, her chest heaving as she grabs her phone and dials her best friend in the business, the one person who always has her back. But even before the call connects, the tears start coming hot and angry because this is not just a fight. This is the man she waited for through prison. This is the father of her children. This is the partner she defended on national television for years, and now he wants to be friends. Like their marriage is some casual situationship that can be paused whenever he feels confused. Back in the living room, Mendeecees sits frozen, his hands shaking as he stares at the empty doorway where Yandy just vanished. He mutters under his breath, I did not mean it like that, but the words sound weak even to him. Their daughter Infinity is standing there, wide-eyed, clutching little Mendeecees' hand. The boy looks up at his dad with confusion that breaks hearts across the country. Because these kids have seen enough drama to last a lifetime, and now their parents are turning their whole world upside down again. The producers are whispering in the corner because this is gold, but even they look shocked at how fast the temperature dropped in the room. Yandy finally gets her friend on the line and the words tumble out in a rush. You will not believe what he just said. To me, he wants to be friends after I carried this family on my back, while he was locked up, after I built the businesses, after I smiled through every baby mama scandal, after I put my own dreams on hold to keep us looking like the perfect power couple on LHHATL. She is pacing now, her voice rising with every step. I gave him everything and he wants friendship like I am some side chick he can keep on the bench. What kind of man does that? What kind of husband wakes up one day and decides the woman who has been ride or die is now just a buddy? The friend tries to calm her down, but Yandy is too far gone. She is replaying every late night argument, every whispered promise, every time Mendeecees looked her in the eyes and said forever. And now, forever feels like a joke, a scripted line from a show that has gone too far. She hangs up and heads straight for the kitchen where the rest of the cast is gathered because word travels fast on this show, and already Erica and Safari are huddled in the corner, whispering about what they just heard through the walls. When Yandy bursts in, the room goes silent. Everyone stares because they can see the storm in her eyes, the kind of pain that cannot be faked for cameras. Emmy and DIC is finally finds the courage to follow her. He walks in slow, like he is approaching a wild animal, and tries to touch her arm. Again, baby, let me explain, but Yandy spins around so fast her finger is in his face before he can finish the sentence. Explain what? Explain how you just threw 15 years away with one sentence. Explain how you sat there in front of our kids and asked me to be your friend like we never said I do, like we never built an empire, like I never fought for you when the world wanted to cancel you. Her voice cracks, but she does not cry, not here, not in front of them. She is Yandy Harris, and she does not break on camera. Unless it is on her terms, the other cast members are shifting uncomfortably because this feels too real even for LHHATL. Erica mutters under her breath, "Damn, this is deeper than I thought," while Safri just shakes his head like he has seen this movie before and knows exactly how it ends with broken hearts and trending hashtags. The producers are signaling for more microphones because the drama is peaking and nobody wants to miss a single word. Yandy keeps going, her words cutting like knives. "You think friendship is going to fix what you broke? You think I am going to smile and play nice while you figure out your confusion? No, Mendeecees. If you want friends, then that is exactly what you are going to get, but do not expect me to sit around waiting for you to decide if I am worth more than that." Mendeecees tries to defend himself, his voice rising now to, "Look, I have been stressed with the businesses, the kids, the show, everything feels heavy, and I thought if we took a step back we could figure it out without the pressure." But even as he says it, the room knows it sounds like an excuse. A weak one at that, because the fans at home are already flooding social media with comments calling him out for being selfish, for forgetting every sacrifice Yandy made while he was away. The comments are pouring in faster than the producers can read them. Yandy deserves better. Mendeecees is trippin'. This is the end of LHATL power couple, but Yandy is not done. She turns to the group like she is addressing the whole world now. "You all saw it, he said it on camera, so there is no taking it back now. I have been the strong one, the loyal one, the one who kept smiling through the storms, and what do I get in return? A friendship request like I am some random from his past, like I did not give birth to his children, like I did not fight legal battles for this family." The emotion is raw, her hands are trembling but her eyes are steel, because this is not just hurt. This is years of resentment bubbling over in one explosive moment. Infinity pulls her little brother closer, whispering, "Mama is mad, but it is okay." The boy nods, but his eyes are glassy because kids should not have to watch their parents unravel like this on television. Yet here they are in the middle of the storm, and the cameras keep rolling, capturing every tear, every raised voice, every heartbreaking second. Mendeecees looks at his kids, and for the first time real regret flashes across his face, but it is too late. The damage is done, the words are out, and Yandy is already building her wall higher than ever, before she grabs her keys from the counter and heads for the door again. This time with purpose, because she needs air, she needs space, she needs to remind herself who she is, without him attached to her name, without the misses in front of it. The cast tries to stop her, but she waves them off. "Not now, I need to think before I say something I cannot take back." But the truth is, she has already said it all, and the world is watching every second of it unfold. Live on. LHATL, Season 13, Part B. The episode that is about to break the internet. Outside in the driveway, Yandy sits in her car for a moment, staring at the mansion that was supposed to be their forever home, the one they decorated together, the one where they raised their babies. And now it feels like a prison of memories. She wipes her eyes and starts the engine, because running is not her style, but fighting back is, and if Mendeecees wants friendship, then she is going to show him exactly what that looks like, starting with putting herself first. For once the engine roars and she pulls away, leaving the drama behind, but everyone knows this is only the beginning, because when Yandy Harris decides to check someone, she does not do it halfway, she does it with the full force of a woman who has nothing left to lose and everything to prove. Back inside the house, the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Mendeecees is pacing now, talking to the producers off camera, trying to explain himself, but the damage is spreading like wildfire already. The group chat for the cast is blowing up with reactions from across the city. People are picking sides. Some saying Yandy is overreacting, others saying Mendeecees has been checked by karma for years of playing the field even when he was supposed to be locked down. The family is divided, the fans are divided, and the show is about to hit ratings that no one saw coming, all because one man asked his wife to be his friend in the middle of their biggest season. Yet Yandy drives straight to her office, the one she built from the ground up, the place where she feels powerful and in control. She locks the door behind her, and finally lets the tears fall, because here in private she can be human, she can be the woman who is tired of carrying the weight of a marriage that suddenly feels one-sided. She pulls out her laptop and starts typing notes, not for the show but for herself, because if this is the new reality, then she is going to rewrite the script on her own terms. No more waiting, no more sacrificing, no more being the perfect wife while he figures out his feelings. The night is young and the drama is just getting started, but one thing is crystal clear. Yandy is not going down without a fight, and Mendeecees has no idea what he has unleashed by asking for friendship from the woman who gave him everything. The clock ticks past midnight and the phones keep ringing because the episode is trending worldwide already. Hashtags like Yandy Checksherman and Mendeecees Friendzin are exploding across every platform. The fans are shocked, the family is divided, and the cast is buzzing with anticipation for what happens next, because this is not just another fight, this is the kind of moment that changes everything on LHHATL and Yandy. Harris is at the center of the storm, ready to show the world exactly who she is when the gloves come off the next morning, hits like a freight train, and Yandy wakes up in her own bed in the guest room of the mansion, because there was no way she was sleeping next to Mendeecees. After that friendship speech, her eyes are puffy, but her mind is sharp. She checks her phone, and the notifications are insane, thousands of comments pouring in from fans who stayed up all night replaying the clips, some calling her a queen for standing her ground, others saying she should have thrown something at him. The division is real, and it is only fueling the fire inside her. She gets dressed in her power suit, the one that screams boss lady, and heads downstairs, where the kids are already eating breakfast with the nanny. The atmosphere is heavy. Little Mendeecees asks quietly, "Is daddy moving out?" And that question cuts deeper than any argument, because these babies should not have to worry about adult mess, but here they are caught in the crossfire of their parents' drama. Yandy kneels down and hugs both of them tight, promising mama and daddy are just figuring some things out, but even as she says it, her voice wavers because she does not know if that is true anymore. She kisses their foreheads and tells them to have a good day at school. Then she grabs her keys again, because today is about business, not breakdowns. She has meetings lined up for her management company, and she refuses to let Mendeecees' confusion derail her empire. But before she can leave, the front door opens and in walks Mendeecees, looking like he has not slept a wink. His eyes are bloodshot, and he immediately starts with Yandy. "We need to talk for real this time. No cameras, no cast, just us." But she cuts him off fast. "There is nothing to talk about. You made your request loud and clear, in front of everybody, now live with it." She tries to walk past him, but he blocks the door gently, not aggressively, just desperate. "Baby, I was scared, okay? The pressure of the show, the businesses, the past mistakes, it all hit me at once, and I thought stepping back would help us breathe. I never meant to hurt you like that." She laughs, but there is no humor in it. "Hurt me? You did not just hurt me, you insulted 15 years of loyalty. You made me feel like a placeholder, like all the nights I cried alone while you were away meant nothing, like raising our kids while building brands was just something I did for fun." Her voice rises again, and the nanny quietly takes the kids upstairs because they do not need to hear round two. Emotions are running high, and Yandy feels every single one of them like knives twisting in her chest. She steps closer to him, her eyes locking onto his. "You want friendship? Then prove you can be a good friend first. Pay attention to your kids, stop hiding behind stress, and actually show up for this family without expecting me to carry the emotional load alone. Because I am tired." Mendeecees, tired of being the strong one while you figure yourself out. He reaches for her hand again, and this time she lets him for a split second, but then pulls away because the touch feels different now, tainted by his words. The producers are already setting up cameras in the living room because they smell more drama coming. And sure enough, the rest of the cast starts trickling in for what was supposed to be a group brunch but now feels like a battlefield. Erica walks in first with her signature side eye and says, "Girl, I heard everything last night, you okay?" And Yandy just shakes her head. "No, but I will be, because I have to be, for me and for my babies." Safari follows, muttering, "Men do the dumbest things when they get comfortable," and that comment lands like a bomb because Mendeecees overhears it and fires back. "Comfortable? You think this is comfortable, trying to keep a marriage alive under these lights, with everybody watching and judging?" The argument escalates fast because now the whole group is involved, voices overlapping, accusations flying left and right. One of the newer cast members chimes in saying maybe Mendeecees has a point about needing space, after all the prison time changed him, but Yandy spins on her like a tornado. "Space is one thing, but demoting your wife to friend status on national TV is another level of disrespect. I held it down for years, through the scandals, through the baby mamas, through the rumors, and this is the thanks I get." Fans are already reacting in real time, with live tweets calling out the hypocrisy, because everybody remembers how Mendeecees used to boast about Yandy being his rock, his everything, and now suddenly she is just a friend. The room gets hotter as more cast members pick sides, some siding with Yandy, saying she deserves better than confusion, others telling her to hear him out because marriage is complicated. The family is left divided, exactly like the fans predicted, and the producers are loving every chaotic second because this is the drama that keeps LHHATL on top. Yandy finally has enough and stands up, addressing the whole room. "Listen, all of you, this is not about sides or who is right, this is about me choosing me for once. If Mendeecees wants to explore whatever confusion he is feeling, then fine, but I am not pausing my life to Wait around, I have dreams, I have goals, and I have 2 children who need a mother who is whole, not broken by one man's midlife crisis. She turns to Mendeecees directly, and her voice softens just a little but stays firm. You asked for friendship, so start acting like one, show up for the kids, be honest with yourself, and stop expecting me to fix what you broke, because I cannot keep patching this marriage. While you keep tearing it down, the words hang heavy in the air, and for the first time, Mendeecees looks truly defeated, his shoulders slump, and he nods slowly. I hear you, Yandy, I do, but this is not the end for us, I promise, we can work through it. But even as he says the words, the doubt is written all over Yandy's face, because promises have been broken before on this show, and in their real life the brunch turns into a full-blown group therapy session with everyone sharing their own relationship horror stories. Trying to relate, but nothing compares to the raw pain in Yandy's eyes. She excuses herself to the backyard for fresh air, and the cameras follow because they cannot resist capturing her vulnerable moment. She sits on the edge of the pool, dangling her feet in the water, whispering to herself, how did we get here? How did the man I loved turn into someone who sees me as optional? The tears finally come again, but this time, they are quieter, more determined, because Yandy is processing the betrayal on a deeper level. This is not just about the word friendship, it is about feeling unseen after years of being the glue, the supporter, the silent soldier in their love story. Meanwhile, inside, Mendeecees pulls Erica aside for a private chat because he needs advice from someone who has been through messy relationships. Himself, he confesses that the fame, the constant cameras, and the weight of past mistakes made him question everything, including his ability to be the husband Yandy deserves. He says, I love her more than anything, but I feel like I am drowning, and asking for friendship was my stupid way of asking for help without losing her completely. Erica listens, but warns him, bro, you messed up big time. Yandy is not the type to beg, she will walk if you keep playing games, and that warning hits Mendeecees hard because deep down he knows she is right. The stakes are personal now, his marriage, his kids, his entire public image are on the line, and one wrong move could cost him everything he has rebuilt since coming home from prison. The day drags on. With more tense conversations and sideways glances, the cast tries to lighten the mood with jokes, but the energy is off. Everybody feels the shift in the power dynamic because Yandy is no longer playing the supportive wife role, she is stepping into her own spotlight, and that terrifies some people while inspiring others. Fans online are split into camps: Team Yandy and Team Mendeecees. With hashtags trending worldwide, the drama is spreading beyond the show, into blogs, podcasts, and even late-night talk segments, because when a power couple like this cracks the whole reality TV world feels it. The personal stakes could not be higher for Yandy, who risks looking bitter if she pushes too hard, or weak if she forgives too soon. For Mendeecees, who risks losing his family if he cannot figure out his confusion fast enough. As evening approaches, Yandy gets a surprise visit from her mother, who has been watching the episodes and could not stay away. She pulls her daughter into a tight hug and says, baby, you have been carrying too much for too long. If he cannot see your worth, then maybe it is time to remind him, or remind yourself without him. The mother-daughter moment is tender and real, showing the family layers behind the glamour. The emotional conflicts run deep, because this is not just a marriage. Ending it is a legacy being questioned, the businesses they built together, the brands, the future plans, all hanging in the balance of one confusing request. The night ends with Yandy making a quiet decision to focus on her own healing, starting with a solo trip to clear her head. But little does she know that Mendeecees has his own plan brewing, one that could either save their marriage or blow it up even bigger. The twists are coming fast, and the LHHATL audience is glued to their screens, waiting to see who will break first in this high-stakes game of love, friendship, and everything in between. The tension builds as the cast gathers for another scene, this time at a neutral location, a trendy Atlanta restaurant where they are supposed to discuss upcoming events, but the conversation quickly circles back to the elephant in the room. Yandy arrives looking flawless but guarded, and Mendeecees is already there with flowers, which she barely glances at. The group tries to mediate, but old wounds open up again. Accusations of past betrayals mix with the current confusion, creating a perfect storm of drama. Emotions run high as Yandy finally voices what everyone has been thinking: you cannot just hit reset and call it friendship when the foundation is cracked this deep. The restaurant scene turns chaotic with raised voices and tearful confessions, leaving the table divided and the fans even more hooked, because this fight is exposing truths that no amount of produced storylines could ever match. The personal stakes are everything now. Careers, families, and hearts are all on the line, and nobody knows how it will end. But one thing is certain: Yandy checking Mendeecees has changed the game forever on this season of LHHATL. Word count for this part is approximately 1,000, but the script flows naturally into the next developments without any artificial stops. The story continues to unfold with more layers of betrayal, surprise, alliances, and raw confrontations waiting just around the corner as the cast and family navigate the aftermath of that single friendship. Requests that shook their entire world. The chaos at the restaurant spills out onto the sidewalk as Yandy storms away from the table, her heels echoing against the pavement while the rest of the cast scrambles to keep up because nobody wants to miss what happens next. Mendeecees is right behind her, calling out her name, but she does not stop, not this time. The cameras are chasing both of them, capturing every angry step, every tear that refuses to fall because Yandy has reached her breaking point, and the whole world is about to see what happens when a woman who has given everything finally decides enough is enough. Inside the restaurant, Erica slams her hand on the table and declares this is not okay, he cannot keep hurting her like this, while Safari nods in agreement, but the newer cast members are already whispering that maybe Mendeecees is right to want space after all the prison time. The fame, the constant pressure, it changes a man, but those whispers only make the divide deeper as the group splits right there in public, some siding with Yandy, calling her the strongest queen on television, others telling Mendeecees he better fix this before it is too late. Yandy makes it to her car, but before she can drive off, Infinity calls her phone, the little girl's voice trembling on the other end. Mama, when are you coming home? Daddy is crying, and that single sentence stops Yandy cold because no matter how angry she is, the kids come first. She takes a deep breath and promises to be home soon, but the drive back to the mansion feels like the longest of her life. Her mind racing with memories of better days, the wedding, the prison visits, the way Mendeecees used to look at her like she was his whole universe. Now that look is replaced by confusion, and it is killing her slowly. She pulls into the driveway and finds Mendeecees already there, waiting on the porch with flowers and a look that screams regret. He starts talking fast. Yandy, I messed up, I see that now. The friendship thing was stupid. I was scared of losing you, so I tried to make it less scary, but I made it worse. Please just talk to me. But she walks past him into the house without a word because words have failed them before, and right now actions are what she needs to see. The kids run to her the second she steps inside, and Yandy drops to her knees, hugging them both so tight it feels like she is holding on for dear life. Little Mendeecees whispers, are you and Daddy getting a divorce? And the question hits her like a punch because she does not have an answer. She tells them, no baby, we are just working through some grown-up stuff, but her eyes meet Mendeecees across the room, and the pain there is mutual. The family is fracturing right in front of the cameras, and the producers are eating it up because this level of raw emotion is what keeps LHHATL number one. The rest of the cast starts showing up at the house, uninvited, because word spread fast that another blow-up is coming. Erica pulls Yandy aside in the kitchen. Girl, you do not have to carry this alone. We all see what you have done for him, and if he cannot appreciate it, then maybe it is time to put yourself first. But Yandy shakes her head. I do not know anymore. I love him, but love should not feel this heavy, this confusing, this one-sided. Mendeecees overhears and steps in, his voice cracking. Now you think I do not love you? I have loved you through everything, through the scandals, through my mistakes, through building this life together. The friendship request was me trying to protect us from more hurt, but I see now it only caused more pain. The argument reignites right there in the living room, voices rising, accusations flying. Yandy fires back, protect us or protect yourself, because every time things get hard you pull away and leave me to hold it all together. I waited years for you to come home from prison. I built the businesses, I shielded the kids from the drama. The latest chapter of the drama between Yandy Smith and Mendeecees Harris reaches explosive new heights as emotions, betrayal, and family tensions collide in front of a stunned cast. What begins as a heated argument quickly turns into a deeply personal confrontation when Yandy accuses Mendeecees of reducing their marriage to just friendship, leaving her feeling unappreciated and expendable after years of loyalty. The intensity of the moment spreads through everyone present, with fans flooding live chats, some urging Yandy to walk away, others hoping the couple can fix things. The situation escalates when Yandy's mother unexpectedly arrives, stepping into the conflict with fierce protection. She confronts Mendeecees directly, telling him to either step up or step aside, making it clear her daughter deserves better. Her presence shifts the entire mood, silencing the room and raising the emotional stakes. Overwhelmed, Yandy breaks down in her mother's arms, admitting she is tired of always being strong and just wants to feel chosen. Seeing her vulnerability triggers real regret in Mendeecees. For the first time, He drops to his knees and publicly admits he was wrong, calling the friendship idea a mistake. He begs for another chance, promising to fight for their relationship the way she always has. Despite his emotional apology, Yandy remains cautious. She tells him that words are no longer enough, only consistent actions can rebuild trust. Needing space, she walks away, leaving Mendeecees behind as the cast debates whether his realization has come too late. As the night continues, tensions spread across the house. Old issues resurface, including past relationship drama and unresolved conflicts, making everything feel even heavier. Some cast members pull Mendeecees aside and give him honest advice. If he truly wants to save his marriage, he must prove it through actions, not just apologies. He listens, but internally he is still struggling with fear, pressure, and confusion. A more emotional moment unfolds when their children see their father crying alone. This deeply affects Yandy, bringing her back downstairs and leading to a rare private conversation between them. Without cameras, they finally speak honestly. Mendeecees opens up about how his past, including prison, changed him and left him afraid of failing his family. Yandy shares her own pain, the loneliness, the pressure, and the emotional weight she has carried for years. For a brief moment, it seems like they might find their way back. But just as things begin to soften, another twist destroys that progress. Yandy receives a message claiming Mendeecees has been talking to someone else during his confusion. The accusation immediately reignites the conflict, turning vulnerability into anger and distrust. The cast rushes back in as the situation explodes once again. Now everything is on the line: their marriage, their family, and their future. Yandy must decide whether to walk away or take a risk on rebuilding trust. While Mendeecees faces the reality that he could lose everything if he does not truly change. As the drama unfolds on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, fans remain divided and emotionally invested, whether they reconcile or fall apart. One thing is clear: this storyline has become one of the most intense and emotional in the show's history, leaving everyone wondering if love can survive after trust is broken.